from Lockport down by Joliet Way in a night game. Glad to have you with us here on the network. Trevians come into this game with a record of 13-3. Make it 14-3. Trevians record 14-3 on the season. Leading it off, Chris Busby, the second baseman, to lead it off for the Trevians. And we're ready to get underway. Chris Walters, the pitcher of record for the starting pitcher for the Porters. Nice little ball field they have here. First pitch was outside a ball. In there for a strike, and the count evens up in the ball on a strike. There's a strike. 1-2. Andrew Gelber on deck. Now the delivery. High a ball. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Shortstop has it. Throws to first, one up and one down. And Andrew Gelber comes to the plate.
Next hitter for New Trier is the shortstop, Andrew Gelber.
Andrew Gelber comes in. And the pitch. Strike one. Inside a ball. 1-1. Chris Walters on the mound for the Porters. Trevians will send Eric Wilson tonight. Swing and a miss. Trevians have another night game on their schedule. There's a line shot down the line, base hit single. There's a strike. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. Just underway. The New Trier Trevians. Ground ball down the line, foul. Chris Walters on the mound, 6'3", 200-pound senior. Swinging a ground ball. Whoops. Past the third baseman. And score that as an error. And runners on first and second.
Batter is the cleanup hitter and first baseman,
and here's Matt Lotting. Matt had an off night last night, a game that we also weren't at against Niles West. Matt may be on his way to a little bit of a slump here. Pitch is high for a ball. Now the pitch. Swing and a hot shot through the middle for a single. And drives home a run. Gelber from second. And here's Matt Sharp.
Next hitter for the Trevians is the third baseman, Matt Sharp.
Matt Sharp steps in. Through the right field, into right field for a single. And here comes Pritz, and he scores. Ball gets away and actually gets into the dugout. And the Trevians get another base off that one. And Loddick will come home to score. And Sharp will get to third base on that. Score, Pritz has hit a single. And this an error. And here's Tommy Geary. There's a strike. And a line shot, base hit to right field, left field rather, and another run comes home as Geary trots home quickly. 4 singles, 4 runs, 5 singles, 4 runs.
Next
and here's Rogers.
Brian Rogers.
And boy, the Trevians all of a sudden here starting off this game have found their batting stroke. Just send a message. Swing and a miss. Strike. Little foul tip. Trevians only 3 times so far this year have scored less than 10 runs in a ball game. Pitch is outside a ball. So they have certainly found their hitting. There's a ball low. This is a nice little facility here. There's a strike. Only thing, there's a heron. This is river country. Nice little heron flying by. There goes the runner. Base hit to right center, and the Trevians have certainly found the range here on Walters. Runners on at first and third.
Andy Carpenter.
Here's Carpenter. The designated hitter, Andy Carpenter, steps in. There's a ball. 8th man to bat in the inning. Still only 1 out. Runners at the corners. 4 runs in. Swing and a miss. Low and away a ball. Foul ball back. Head coach for the Porters, Jim Hall. Throw to first, runner back. Low and away, a ball. Andy Carpenter, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Off to initial start. Throw to first. Again, the runner back. Rogers at first. Geary at third. Gelber, Pritz, Loddick, and Sharp have all scored. All singled and scored. There's a ball. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And here's Steve Marte.
Catcher, Steve Marte.
Marte steps up. The catcher. High, a ball. High, a ball. Time called. Little concern about Walter's control here. He's getting shell shocked quickly. Six solid singles. Throw to third. Trevians aren't going to get caught by that one. They pull it with such effectiveness most of the time. High, a ball. Now the pitch. In there for a strike. Steve Marte, 9th man in the order, 9th man to bat in the top of the first. And he walks. They walk in a run. So the bases remain loaded. 5th run of the inning. And here's Busby, who's going to get a unique distinction here. A chance for the Trevians. Everybody reaches base safely in the first inning.
For New Trier is the second baseman, Chris Busby.
Here's Busby batting again here. He made the first out, and so far the only out of the inning. Swing and a ground ball, same spot. Over to second. That's all they're going to get. Fielder's choice. And Busby safe. Rogers comes home to score. Carpenter goes to third. Busby, Marte out on the fielder's choice, 6-4. So Carpenter on third. Busby on first. Gelber the batter. He singled and scored earlier in the inning. The ball gets away, and here comes the runner. No. Won't get him. Carpenter scores. Don't know if that's a wild pitch or pass ball, but another run home. 7 runs scored. Here's Gelbert. Two out. Gelber with a chance to bring home Busby, who's standing on second. There's a strike. Line shot in for the base hit. Another run will score. Here comes Busby around to score, and everybody has scored now in the starting lineup, except Marte. Marte has not scored yet. Here's Brian Pritz for the second time. Pritz hit a solid line shot down the third base line. Bounced over the third baseman for a hit.
Now up for New Trier, the center fielder, Brian Pritz.
And here's Brian Pritz. There's a strike. Matt Loddick on deck. Scooped it. Little high pop-up. Foul territory. And the first baseman has it to retire the side. But in the inning, the Trevians score 8 and lead it 8-0 before the Porters even get a chance to bat. Rogers in left. Prince in center. Tommy Geary in right. The infield defensively, third to first. Matt Sharp at third. Andy Gelber at short. Chris Busby at second. Matt Loddick at first. And the battery of Eric Wilson and Steve Marte.
First batter for the Porters is the leadoff hitter and left fielder, Craig Dupont.
Here's Craig Dupont to lead it off. They have some reasonably decent players here for Lockport. Ranked in the top 25 in the city, swinging a minute strike. Trevians sent 12 men to the plate in the top half of the inning. Little foul tip back. Greg Dupont, a senior. Hot shot foul down the line. Hits the shed down in the corner. Out by the Porta-Johns. Last year, the game went so long, Loddick left first base to go out to those porta potties in the middle of the game. So did the umpire. That was a game that went on and on and on and on. That was about a little over a 3-hour game last year. There's a shot, base hit by Dupont. Eric Wilson with less than a 1 ERA.
Second hitter is a designated hitter, Doug Chesna.
Here's Chesna batting for Walters. Batting in the number 2 spot in the batting order. Trevians already close to the slaughter rule. In the dirt, low, a ball. So the Trevians come out firing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 singles in a row. Followed by 2 walks. And Gelber 2 for 2 in the inning. High ball. Nice way to start off a ball game. They're shell-shocked before they know they've been hit. Delivery is in there for a strike. Mike Serafini on deck. Serafini, the younger brother of the Serafini clan that includes the player on the Major League team, Cubs. Throw to first and runner back. I don't really keep track of them all that well if they don't come from the North Shore. Now the delivery. High foul ball. Off and out. Yeah, we have a couple of North Shore players that are playing in the major leagues. One from Highland Park. Two from Lake Forest. Brothers. Ball four. And there are two aboard with nobody out. And this is developing into one of those 12-11 games. Uncharacteristic of Eric Wilson. Hasn't been able to find the range today all that well. And that's kind of difficult when you're facing a team like this. Here's Serafini. Ball. Mike Serafini. Shortstop for this team. Foul ball back. Out of play. Lockport. Porters. Lockport is 6 miles north of Joliet, right along the Des Plaines River, where you can actually call it a river. Line shot caught. Oh no, Loddick dropped it. Eric. Throw home. Not in time. Dives back in. Scored as a fielder's choice and an error on Loddick. 4-3 on the 4-6 rather on the putout on the fielder's choice.
Next hitter for the Porters is the cleanup hitter, the catcher, Steve Onick.
And it's 8-1. Here's Onick. Six-3 catcher for the Porters. Eric Wilson on the mound. There's a strike. Eric has 46 strikeouts on the season. Now 7 walks. There's a strike. And that's a pretty good numbers on the part of the Trevians pitcher, Eric Wilson. In the dirt, gets away, over to the side, didn't know where it was, and the runner will move on over to second. Scored as a pass ball. One out, one aboard, 1 run in the bottom half of the frame. Trevians leading 8-1. Pitch. Foul, swing and a miss. And 47 strikeouts on the year.
Next hitter is the first
for
baseman,
Wilson.
Andrew Gallagher.
And here's Gallagher. Andrew Gallagher, the second baseman for the Porters. Takes a strike, strike one. Loddick, Sharp, and Geary due up in the second inning. Outside a ball. Outside a ball. The run is unearned. Important when you're looking at the ERAs. Swing and a miss, strike. The Trevians record for the best ERA among a baseball player is Steve Marte's brother, Peter. And less than 1.84, I believe, something like that. 8.7. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So in the inning, 1 run on 1 hit. Madlotic to lead it off. Madlotic, Sharp, and Geary due up. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. A little excuse me foul. The Trevians, variously ranked in the top 10. Loddick strikes out. That's a rare occurrence for Matt. Kind of shows you the depths of a little bit of a slump that he's in, even though he got a hit the first time up. For Matt, not having multiple hit games is a little bit of a slump. Here's Matt Sharp. In the dirt, bounces in, ball 1. Matt hitting .442 was what I saw today going into this game. But to say that he's in a slump and hitting .442, line ground ball, right, one bouncer, right to the first baseman. Quickly, 2 up, 2 down, and here's Tommy Geary.
Right fielder Tom Geary.
Tommy Geary. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Geary showing himself both defensively and offensively as a pretty good baseball player, junior. Ground ball. The coach, Mike Napoleon, over at third with the fielding gem. Now the pitch on the way to Geary. Outside a ball. Chris Walters on the mound. He got shelled in the first inning. Swinging a ground ball. Through. They are going to call that an error. Second error of the ball game. And there's Brian Rogers. That's Serafini. Couldn't grab hold of it. Here's Brian Rogers. Low ball. I think I would have. Yeah, you got to call it an error. Foul ball back. I was going to say maybe they called that a hit, but I don't think so. Mike Serafini should have had that one. Here's Rogers. He was the last of the 6 in a row to hit singles back in the first. Inside, gets away, and Geary trots on over to second. Scored as a pass ball. So Rogers has a runner on at second. 2 out. Ball outside. Andy Carpenter on deck. The Trevians designated hitter. Batting for Eric Wilson. High a ball, and Rogers draws a walk. So runners on at first and second. And Carpenter bats. Walked into first, batting here in the second. He scored the 7th of 8 runs in the top half of the first. Pitch is outside a ball. I think Providence, some of the players from Providence High School, who ranked number 1 in the Tribune and Sun-Times polls, here to take a look at the Trevians. The Trevians ranked 2 in the Tribune poll. There's a strike. Trevians come into this game with a record of 14-3, I believe. Yes, 14-3. Go to first runner back. There's a strike. Matt Waddick is credited with 2 of those losses. And one of the relief pitchers, I'm not sure exactly which one, credited with the other one. There's a high fly ball down the line, foul. We've got the Romeoville cable crew here today. As the AT&T Game of the Week, AT&T Cable Services Game of the Week. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, a ball. Andy Carpenter. Swing and a fly ball picked up by the center fielder for the out. No runs for the Trevians in the second on no hits. 2 left. 1 by a walk.
They had no runs on no hits. There was 1 error. Lead-off hitter in the second inning for the Porters, right fielder Rick Splant.
Here's Splant, the right fielder. Eric Wilson has developed into the number 1 pitcher for the Trevians this year. Pitches high, a ball. Early on in the year, he had a no-hitter and a 1-hitter and went something like 16 innings, I believe it was, before he finally allowed a run. High fly ball. Back she goes. Back. Bounces over the fence. Ground rule double. So Splant with a leadoff double to start off the inning.
Next hitter is the second baseman, Grant Ross.
Here's Grant Ross. There's a strike. Runner on second. Grant Ross at the plate. Trevians with the lead, 8-1. Marte, Busby, and Gelber due up for the Trevians in the top of the third. Swing and a miss, strike. Trevians conceding that right field line a little bit, left field line rather a little bit. Swinging a foul ball back. Got a short distance to this ballpark. It's 310 down each line, 340 to the power alleys, and 370 to straightaway center. There's the ball. Now the delivery, swing and a ground ball. Knocked down by Gelber. Throw to first won't be in time. Scored as a single. And runners at the corners with nobody out. Want to check to make sure Gelber's all right. He got hit in the face with that one, actually. As it came up and hit him kind of almost square on the jaw, apparently. Mike Phelps, the batter. In the dirt low, a ball. Swing and a ground ball. Over to one. Double play. And on the play, Splant comes home with the second run of the inning. 6-4-3 on the double play. Foul ball. Brad Ludwig. And an earned run. Given up by Eric Wilson. Low a ball. And it is 8-2. Two out, nobody aboard. Two and one the count. Ground ball down the line, fair ball. Ludwig will stay at first, playing it safe with the single. Here's Dupont. Third hit of the inning. Show you the hitting abilities of Lockport. They're doing something nobody else has done. Foul ball back. A little foul tip. They've gotten 4 hits off Eric Wilson, the most that Eric Wilson's given up this year. Swinging a ground ball, foul, just outside the first base line. Student Sports newspaper magazine has now listed Matt Loddick as the #1 three-sport athlete in the country. And hit batter. Showing that Eric Wilson's control is not all that sharp today. Here's Chesna. He walked. Another clue that Eric might be a little off today. He's only given up 7 walks up till now all season. There's a strike. 5th start for Wilson. There's a strike. Now the look back, delivery, swing, a foul ball, out of play. They probably have a couple of windshield whackers in this ballpark too, because there is a parking lot just beyond the fence there on the third base side. Wilson delivers. A little squibber foul. And Chesna hanging in there. That's a ball. Count evens up at deuces. Low a ball. Count goes full at 3-2. Full count, 3-2. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the second. Foul ball off towards the parking area. Eric Wilson steps back up onto the mound. Looks into catcher Steve Marte. And delivers. Strike 3. And the inning is over. In the inning, 1 run on 3 hits. No errors, 2 left. Played it off. Marte, Busby, and Gelber due up. And the first pitch of the 3rd inning. Outside for a ball. Marte walked, was out on a fielder's choice in the first. The only Trevian not to score a run in that inning. There's a strike. Of course, he wasn't running either. There's a strike. Courtesy runner was Peter Harper. Swing and a line shot. Through for the base hit. Take that back, score it as an error. It's okay as long as you get on base. And Harper in the run. Here's Busby. There's the runner, Harper, going. Stolen base. The courtesy runner. So runner on at second for Busby. Chance to pick up a couple of those runs they lost through the first 2 innings. Here's a strike. Swing and a base hit to right field. And the runner will go to only as far as third. So runners on at first and third, and here's Andrew Gelber.
Andrew Gelber.
Third inning. Gelber, first pitch, lines one deep, and it's going to go to the wall. 1 run's in. Here comes the, no. And Gelber lines a double to the wall, bringing home a run. Busby at third.
Next hitter is the center fielder, Brian Pritz.
Gelber at second, and here's Brian Pritz. Busby at third. Gelber at second. Gelber 3 for 3 on the day so far. Brian Pritz the batter. Low and outside, a ball. Throw to third. And Busby was standing on the bag. Fritz 1 for 2 on the evening. Sends a long fly ball. Back she goes. Back to the wall. Gone. Home run. 6th home run of the year for Brian Pritz. And the Trevians have 4 runs in again. They've exploded again this inning. So no question about that one. As Brian Pritz.
Next hitter is the cleanup hitter, the first baseman, Matt.
And here's Matt Lottick. 6th home run of the year for Brian Pritz. Leads the Trevians in that category. Here is Matt Lottick. That's a ball. And that's the problem when you have a team like this one, the new Trier. You get done with Brian Pritz, and now you got to face Matt Lottick. And even this year, Sharp, a long fly ball back to the fence, caught. Out number 1. And here's Sharp. Matt Sharp. In that middle of the batting order, 2 through 6 have really been knocking the cover off the ball and timely hitting from the rest of the lineup. So it's a little bit of everybody. There's a ball.
I was like this, I looked at
Left-handed Matt Sharp. Also hitting around 400. In that general range. Same as Lottick. Same as Pritz. And Gelber's up over fairly close to 300 now. Pitch is high, a ball. That's one thing that the Trevians are now known for around the city is their hitting this year. Ball 4. And Sharp draws a walk. 4th walk issued by Chris Walters, who's been shell-shocked Here's Tommy Geary.
Next hitter is the right fielder, Tom Geary.
Geary single and safe on an error. Ended up being stranded at second in the second. Singled in the first. Now, everybody has scored a run. Every position in the lineup. There's a strike. You obviously can't count Marte because Marte doesn't stay. Now, Geary hit by a pitch. Rogers the batter. Strike. Brian Rogers at bat. Got somebody warming up. Ball gets away. And everybody advances up. Sharp at third. Geary at second. Rogers the batter. Seventh man to bat in the inning. High a ball. Ground ball right through, base hit, solid single. One run's going to score, 2 runs are going to score. And Rogers with a single up the middle on the pulled-in infield. Now here's Carpenter. And the Trevians again have batted around. Second time in the ball game. 6 runs in. Andy Carpenter. Ball high. Time called, and I think we're going to get a pitching change. Out to have a word. Taking the slow walk. John Mirowski warming up in the bullpen. And while we have an opportunity, let's take a break for station identification. As the Trevians are pouring it on this evening. Swing and a miss, strike. There's the 2, righty and a lefty. Warming up. A ball. Now the delivery. Swing and a line shot. Down the line. Fair ball. Goes to the corner. Carpenter goes into second with a double. And Rogers trots on over to third. And here's Marte for the second time. And the 10th man to bat in the inning. Trevians have been scoring in bunches tonight, as they have all season long. And time called, and that's going to be it for Walters. And we're going to get a new pitcher coming in. So Chris Walters departs with 1 out. And 2 aboard for the Trevians. And 6 runs in already. And the new pitcher is John Mirowski. Mirowski, the new pitcher. Mirowski to Marte. Is a ball outside. Again, the infield playing in, looking for the play at the plate. 3, 4, and 5 hitters do up bottom half of the inning for the Porters. So it won't really matter now. Trevians are well in control of this one. And it looks like we're going to have a slaughter rule game. Outside a ball. Marte 0 for 1 officially. Long fly ball. Caught. And he'll remain 0 for 1. Sacrifice fly works. And Steve Marte with the sacrifice fly. And here's Busby. Seventh run of the inning, and the Trevians lead now 15-2. Here's Busby. 2 out. Swinging a ground ball. Third baseman has it. Throws to first, and the inning over. But the Trevians dent the home plate a number of times again, 7 times, and lead it 15-2 as we go to the bottom of the third. Serafini to lead it off, and I don't think Eric Wilson has to worry about going 5-0 on the year tonight. There's a pitch low, a ball. Serafini, Onick, and Gallagher due up. A long fly ball. Look out. Back she goes. Back. And a nice diving catch by Brian Pritz. His first time up. Back in the first, batting here in the third. Line shot, base hit to left. And there's Gallagher. Andrew Gallagher.
Now for the Porters, the first baseman, Andrew Gallagher.
And we have a courtesy runner. Grady is the courtesy runner.
Ross Grady is the courtesy runner at first base for the catcher.
That's what I just said. Copyright infringement. Here's the delivery. Outside a ball. Playing under the lights tonight down in Lockport. Way out in Lockport. About an hour drive or so from long fly ball, foul. Going to hit the porta potties down in the corner. Lockport down by Joliet. About 6 miles north. Out in limestone quarry country, strike. A lot of limestone quarries out this way. So there's some beautiful old buildings here in Lockport. All limestone from the limestone quarries. High pop-up, foul. Headed towards me, won't get there, was Marte. Had he been able to pick that ball up right off the bat, might have had a shot at it, but sending Coach Hilfrich and Dolney scampering. The ball headed also towards us, but I don't move on those things generally. We're up on the Trevians dugout. Goes back to my days doing hockey broadcasts when you do 15,000 games, strike three. 15,000 games in ice hockey, and a lot of them close to the ice. You sort of become immune. You kind of say, well, I've only been hit twice, out of all those games. So I sort of become immune to the idea of getting hit with stuff. There's a line shot. Won't get it this time. Same thing attempted by Pritz. He didn't get there this time. And they double. And now they got the runner in the rundown. And Splant is tagged out. Second double for Splant, but this time he overstrayed his bounds, and he is out. And the inning is over. We'll be back with more sports action right after these messages.
Shortstop Andrew Gelber.
2, 3, and 4 due up for the Trevians. Andrew Gelber steps in. And the first pitch of the fourth inning in their first strike. Gelber 3 for 3 on the day. 2 singles and a double. And the delivery. Long fly ball. Deep right center field. Back she goes to the wall. And Gelber will trot into second with his second double of the ball game. So with a man on second, here's Brian Pritz. Pritz, little blood on him from sliding out in the outfield.
Brian Pritz.
I think that was on that second diving attempt at the catch. He made the first one and missed the second one for that double by Splant. And I think on that second one, he kind of caught himself a little bit. There's a strike. Gelber on at second. Brian Pritz, the batter. 2 for 3 on the evening with a home run, 3-run shot. His 6th of the year. Now the pitch. Swing and a long fly ball. Back it goes. Left fielder back to the fence. Has it for the out. Right fielder, rather.
Nice try, Fritz.
And
There's the first baseman, Matt Loddick.
Gelber tags up. Here's Matt Loddick. Matt 1 for 3. A single. There's a ball low. Matt's reputation as a big-time hitter. And the team's now starting to try and pitch a little bit around him. There's a high ball. Even willing to take a walk. The walk to get to Sharp, but Sharp and Pritz on either side of him in the batting order have been hitting the ball well, so it's hasn't been working all that well. Down in the dirt, a ball. For Matt, he's been in something of a batting slump. Went 0 for 4 against Niles West. Unusual occurrence. 1 for 3 tonight. Ball 4. So he'll stay at 1 for 3. So runners on at first and third. And here's Matt Sharp.
Next hitter's the third baseman, Matt Sharp.
1 out, 2 aboard at the corners. Swing and a miss, strike. And Loddick with the stolen base without being challenged. Matt might be leading the team in stolen bases. So runners on at second and third. He's been stealing up a storm. Swing and a base hit. And 2 runs are going to come home. On the single by Sharp. Time called. Now we're ready to go.
Next hitter is the right
Tom
fielder,
Geary.
Tom Geary.
Gary's been on base 3 times. Safe on a single in the first. An error put him on in the second and hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. So officially, he's 1 for 2 in plate appearances. High bounder, ground ball picked up by the shortstop. Throw in time. Good job on the bouncing ball. But Sharp on the contact was well at second. And Serafini had no play there. So call it a 6-3 put out. And here's Brian Rogers with 2 out. Matt Sharp leading off second. Same spot. Serafini throws, got him. In the inning, 2 more runs across, and the Trevians lead at 17-3. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Sends it down the line. Ross, send it down the line foul. First pitch hitting. Grady Ross. Foul. Strike 1. Eric Wilson on the mound. Having a fairly easy time of it tonight. Trevians pounding the cover off the ball tonight. High a ball. Twice they batted around. In the dirt. 55-footer or so, a ball. Bottom third of the order due up. Line shot. Back she goes. Back and gone. Home run. Ross pops one out of here. The first gopher ball of the year off Eric Wilson. Hopefully the last. And it is 17-4, as though the score really matters at this point. There's a strike. Phelps the batter. Grounded into a double play back in the second. Taylor made 6-4-3. There's a ball. Fourth inning. Now the delivery. Swinging a line shot. Out it goes. Center fielder. Fritz has it for the out. And here's Ludwig.
Next up for the Porters, the center fielder.
Here's Brad Ludwig. Senior. Low a ball. High fly ball, right fielder, Geary. Over, he has it for the out. 2 away. And here's Dupong, Craig Dupong. He singled and scored the first run of the ball game for the Porters. Now there's a bunt, picked up, and the throw. On the 1-3 bunt attempt at the single, no run, 1 run on 1 hit. The home run, no errors, and nobody left. Here on, Chris Tierney comes on here in the 5th. Trevians sent 12 men to bat in the first inning, 11 men to bat in the third, and have taken a big-time 17-3 lead as we go to the 5th inning. If the Trevians don't give up 14 runs in the bottom of the frame, they will finish this one off here in this inning. Somehow I don't think Eric Wilson is going to do that. Here's Carpenter to lead it off. John Corwin in the on-deck spot. There really isn't an on-deck circle in most of these minor league ballparks. So sort of the on-deck spot. There's a pitch low, a ball. Low, a ball. And again. 3-1 the count. Andy Carpenter. And drawing the walk is Carpenter. And here's John Corwin. There's Sharp and Loddick. They're sitting outside the
Pinch hitting for New Trier is John Corwin.
Sitting outside the dugout. Friendly little discussions going on. Newmeyer pinch running. There's a strike. Draw to first. Runner back. Delivering. High pop-up. Foul. Out of play. Up over us. Here on the dugout. Now the delivery. Foul ball back. Now the pitch. Line shot. Caught by the second baseman, and Newmeyer, no man's land. Out on the double play. Four-three on the double play. And here's Sundheim.
Pinch hitting for New Trier, Luke Sundheim.
Here's Sundheim batting for Busby. Matt Sharp gets a chance to do some work. Chasing down the ball, back out to the screen. There's a ball out to Luke Sundheim. Fifth inning. Two out, nobody aboard. There's a strike. And Will Park on deck. There's a strike. Third pitcher of the ball game Hasn't helped very much. Trevians leading 17-4. There's a ball.
Scissors.
Now the pitch in the dirt, a ball. So Sunheim draws the walk. Second walk of the inning issued by Tierney. And here's Will Park. There's a strike. So Andrew Gelber went 4 for 4, scored 3 runs. The Lockport Porters pitch outside a ball. Obviously, he must have some pitching problems. Oh no. Looking at the birth dates here. They have the birth dates on the roster for Lockport. And I can remember some of the sports events. Well, there are the treats for tonight, courtesy of the Sunheims. It's Luke's birthday this evening. Real time. Throw to first. Run back. So getting down to bringing out the treats. Strike 3, Park caught looking. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. And there are the Munchies set for the birthday.
Serafini and Honig.
Harper has moved into left field for the Trevians. Peter Harper. There's a strike. Strike 2. And the delivery. Outside a ball. 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the Lockport Porters. High and outside a ball. Low a ball. Might have curved around the plate. Wilson delivers. Foul ball.
Hey, come on, kid.
Eric Wilson gone the distance. Got staked to 8 runs before he even set foot on the mound, and it's been an easy outing for Wilson from that score. Here's a walk issued to Chesna. And here's Serafini.
Next hitter is a shortstop, Mike Serafini.
Here's Mike Serafini, the shortstop. 6'1", 190-pound senior. Highly regarded, very highly regarded fielder and hitter for Lockport. There's a pitch outside a ball. And much like Matt Loddick, well covered in the press. There's a ball. As we mentioned earlier in the game, the Student Sports magazine has named, which is, it might be a part of the, there's a ball and time called. In any case, Matt Loddick was named the 3-sport athlete of the year in the country, number 1. So I would tend to think Matt will probably should probably get that same honor in the state. There's a strike.
Come on now. Roll him up here.
As Athlete of the Year. Be very surprised if he doesn't. He certainly has the reputation this year. High fly ball, a little pop-up. Taken in foul territory by Sharp, and that is out number one.
Hey, get ground ball right here. Heads up midfield.
Sharp over in foul territory has that for the first out of the inning, and here's Onek. Onek singled and scored a run in the third, struck out in the first. Batting here in the fifth, sends a high fly ball down the line, foul. Wind is kind of blowing in. There's some of the Trevian faithful, and there is not a lot here today. Trevian faithful that made the long journey, and it is like a downstate trip. About an hour's drive from New Trier. Did they say he held up in time? No, strike two. 0-2. Gallagher on deck. Gets away. And the runner bounces on over to second. So Chestnut on at second with one out. And Onek the batter.
Gotta get wide, Marty. Pretty 16.
Trevians have stranded 6 in the game. We're struck out only once. Bounder picked up by, thrown away by Wilson. And a run going to come home. Second error of the ball game. That one on Eric Wilson.
Second base is Ross Grady.
And once again, Grady out to pinch run. Runner on at second. Gallagher, the batter, has struck out twice. And it is now 17-5. One out. One on. Wilson just threw a rocket well over Matt Lonick. Lonick couldn't even attempt to go get that one. Had to check the signals. Swing and a miss. Strike.
Get wide, Marty. Come on, kid.
The look back, the delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike. Now the pitch on the way. Outside a ball. And high. Splant on deck. Splant's had 2 doubles in his 2 plate appearances against Eric Wilson. Wilson trying to finish it off. High a ball. Most hits, Wilson's given up in a ball game. Ground ball. Busby has it over to Lonick. 2 down. And a runner on third. And there's Splant.
Next batter for the Porters is the right fielder,
Rick Splant batting with a man on third. As we said, Wilson's given up 7 hits. That's the most he's given up in a ball game. Obviously, the 5 runs is the most he's given up. Although out of those 5 runs, 4 of them are earned. The other one was not. 3 of them were earned. Outside of ball. Getting close. We're only 4 weeks away from playoffs. High and tight of ball. Dutcher next week. We'll play Stevenson, Maine South in the home conference. Loyola, Maine East. There's a strike. Loyola, Maine East, and Clemente. So they've got a lot of games coming up next week. I would assume that they will use most of the 4 starters. The 4 starters, and some of it long foul ball, well out beyond the shed down there. The girls' softball field is just right beyond that left field fence. Strike 3 and the ball game over. And we'll be back in just a moment to wrap this one up. The line score for the Trevians, 17 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors, 2 stolen bases. They had 7 walks issued to them, were struck out just once. They left 6 on base and were hit by a pitch. Tommy Geary, the only one that was hit by a pitch. Gelber, the batting star of the game, goes 4 for 4. 2 singles, 2 doubles, scored 3 runs, brought home a whole bunch while doing that. And Brian Pritz also gets an honorable mention here with a home run. And for the Lockport Porters, 5 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors. They were walked twice by Wilson. That gives him just 8 walks he's given up this year. 5 strikeouts. That puts him past 50 at 51 on the season. The Porters left 4 on base, and they also got hit once. Craig Dupont got hit by Wilson, who went the distance. Dupont got hit back in the second inning. So the Trevians improved their record to 14-3. Eric Wilson continues to show why he's the number 1 pitcher this year, it appears, on the Trevians pitching rotation, as he improves his record to 5-0. And the Trevians win an easy one tonight, 17-5, and send a message through the state that certainly they are for real. Marte and Loddick. This broadcast, and for all of us here at the network, we say so long, everybody.